my kids like broccoli.
Welcome to Humor Helps, the place where we talk about our everyday lives with our kids. And today's topic, tell you what, food. One of the things that drives me crazy about food is the mess. So we've got, like we said, our 7-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So the 1-year-old is in a high chair. And the crazy thing about high chairs is, well, they're off the ground nice and high so you can feed them. But they also leave like this battleground, like they're trying to create like fortresses of food around their high chair or something. And
our baby the other day was going like this with the Cheerios, going boo, 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 boo. I just swept this floor.
And they almost try and get like nutrition through the skin instead of through their mouths. They're like, oh, I've got food. This is nutrition. I'll just, put it on the arm, on the face, and
he's got yogurt all over the place.
We tend to drive a lot on the weekends, and so we tend to have food in the car. You gotta have snacks in the car. And we have, the classic American vehicle, a Chevy Tahoe. So, I mean, we've got like I think we have 2 cup holders in the front, 2 in the back, 2 in the far back, and then 1 for each car seat. There's like 10 cup holders in the car. And the craziest thing is they don't use them for their cups. They get filled with rocks, wrappers,
notes,
little cars, all sorts of stuff. And so we go through the drive-thru or whatever when we're in a hurry, and we get the drinks or whatever for the kids, and we're like throwing them to the back because McKenna is in the very far back seat, just out of reach from the front seat, and we don't dare have it being given to the 3-year-old and then passed back to the 7-year-old. That would end up in instant mess. So you just kind of like reach way back there, or you just throw it. It seems like no matter what you tell the kids, you give them a drink and you say, okay, don't spill, and you hand it to them and they just immediately spilled. Remember that one time it got so bad, like we were on a short trip and Landon spilled like a whole bunch of, I don't know what it was, I think it was water luckily. And I got him out of the car seat and it was like pulling him out of a pool and he was just soaked. Like we said, with food messes, they tend to get everywhere. One of the places that drives me nuts the most is the couch. So we have a rule in our house, no eating on the couch. And somehow, it still gets there. Like I don't even know how they do it. And you pull out the couch once a month to vacuum underneath or whatever, you pull out the cushions, and you find stuff there. You're like, that was there? How long has that been there?
It's tuck it in the cushion.
Tuck in the cushion. So, cleaned all that up, and it's just.
Well, another terrible place to find crumbs and food is in our bed.
Oh.
Like, who has been eating in our bed? Like, they just climb up on our bed and just start eating crackers.
It's a comfortable spot. I mean, I get it. It's a really comfy place. It's so comfy, I actually sleep there every night. It's that comfortable. And you're like, turn on the lights, scrape it all off.
Our kids get into all sorts of stuff, like you'll put the candy on the top shelf or all the sugar on the top shelf because kids and candy and sugar don't really mix well.
Oh no, they do. They mix very well, but it's volatile mixture.
So you'll keep it on the top shelf and I'll open our pantry and just see our 3-year-old climbed like a monkey up to the top, reaching around. And then they'll try and get into we have these huge bins of sugar and flour, and they'll try and open.
Yeah, 5-gallon buckets that have like the spin tops that we can get into, and we have flour, rice, and so sometimes when we're cooking, like if you make a batch of bread or cookies or something like that, it takes 6 cups of flour, and so we just open that up in the pantry, which is just a couple steps away from our countertop. And so you're scooping flour or whatever, and you're paying attention to the recipe, and you want to make a good meal for your kids, right? So you're looking at the recipe, you're looking at the bowl, you're mixing it in, and before you know it, you turn around and there's some kid just like, flour, just throwing it up in the air and checking it out with their hands, and they think it's so cool, and it's just like, wow, look how well this coated everything. And you can just stand there and go, why?
No. Our kids like to overfill their plates too with sauce or honey.
Honey. They
Oh
do
my
honey all
goodness.
the time.
Yeah.
And it always seems to be like they love honey on biscuits, right? And so they'll have the biscuit and they'll be pouring the honey, and the honey will be a little bit cool, and so it kind of stays on the top of the biscuit, right? So they're just like, they want to cover the whole thing. They're squeezing it, they're squeezing it, they're squeezing it, so the honey's still on top, still on top, still on top. They stop squeezing, and by the time they pick it up and get it to his mouth, the honey is spread. And now it's dripping down onto the table, down onto the plate, down on their pants, down onto the floor, down on the chair. That honey is sticky stuff.
All over their fingers. Landon, he's
our
not
picky eater.
like onions at all. And I will chop them so finely and like mix them in, and he will pick them out and be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, almost accusatory. What is this? You trying to poison me with this?
And it's like, "Oh, you'll like it. It's caramel. Caramel, you like caramel. Caramelized onions."
Caramelized onions. It's like candy. No, it's an onion. No, he'll actually like ask now for an ingredient list. He wants a breakdown of like everything that's in that. Well, yeah, it is. It's got eggs. Yeah. Bacon. Yeah. Cheese. Okay. Caramelized onions. I don't want it.
I don't want it. Well, pick it out and eat it.
He's got like this little pile of onion bits, and the rest of the food eaten. I'm like, that was very efficient.
A parent tip. For example, carrots. You could do vampire things with carrots like this. And they're sticking vegetables in their mouth. So that is a step forward, and instead of like pushing them aside or whatever. Yeah, but they also eat cucumbers pretty well because I cut them in slices, and they'll stick them in their mouth and pretend that they have green teeth and be like, "Look at me." But they also like broccoli. They have such great imagination. They're just like, we're huge giants in this tiny tree, and they just like pluck a little leaves and then eat it. And
it's rather morbid.
Dead.
They're like, it's a dead tree, and I'm going to eat an entire tree. And you got to find interesting ways to get the kids to eat, that's for sure.
Eat vegetables.
Well, thanks for tuning in for our crazy adventures with our kids. If you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see next, or things that you're having trouble with your kids, please comment in the space below, and have a wonderful night. Good night.
My chicken.
Okay.
Right here.
So please chop my chicken.
Please stop my